And I'm Brandon from.
We are from Strawberry Crest High School. We represent the Florida Aquarium. The title of our project was The Journey of a Bag.
Marine debris is a global problem that starts in the neighborhoods and affects many marine organisms.
Marine debris is especially a problem in Florida. Our economy is based on pretty much entirely tourism, and dirty beaches don't attract many tourists. So if our beaches are dirty and polluted, then our economy fails. We also have a very wide variety of marine life, and that can definitely become endangered if they were to be exposed to pollution in our waterways.
We focus on raising awareness about the problem that is marine debris. 30 of our Marine Club students set out to survey local grocery stores and see what type of bags shoppers are using. Plastic, paper, or green bags, which are reusable bags.
The results of this survey, they didn't stray very far from what we had anticipated to be. In normal grocery stores, such as Publix or Sweet Bay, the plastic bag dominated the results. And less than 20% of shoppers in every store use green reusable shopping bags.
We interviewed some of the local experts and asked them some key questions. 1. Is marine debris really a problem in our area? 2. How do plastic bags contribute to the problem?
The next step we took was to educate our peers. We enlisted the help of our Marine Science Club at our high school to design several posters with statistics and facts that we found out, and we posted them all over our school. Some of these are ones, there are 6 pounds of plastic for every pound of algae in the ocean, and about 1 million plastic bags are used every minute.
And some other examples are, a single plastic bag can take up to 1,000 years to degrade, and every square mile of the ocean has about 46,000 pieces of plastic floating in it.
We made a video based on the information we compiled from several of our previous steps, and we hope to be able to use it to inform our peers and other citizens.
When people think of Florida, one of the first things they picture is our famous beaches, like Miami or Daytona, or maybe they picture one of our beautiful natural areas, like Fort DeSoto. But unfortunately, many of our beaches look more like this. Discarded fishing supplies, plastics, and household items can easily be found on our beaches and on our reefs. Each year, millions of seabirds, sea turtles, fish, and marine mammals become entangled in marine debris or ingest plastics which they have mistaken for food.
The turtle that you just saw in the video is a green sea turtle that came into the Florida Aquarium. And it came in because it was affected by marine debris. It happened to be a fishing line that got wrapped around his pack fins, and they ended up becoming empty. The material here you can see is other debris that has come out of sea turtles over the years. Plastic bags, fishing line, and hooks. And it's not just sea turtles that are affected by the marine debris, it's other animals and other species that live in the ocean as well.
With a population of 20 million, plus more than 50 million visitors each year, marine debris is becoming a huge problem in Florida. 380 billion plastic bags are used in the U.S. each year. The average family accumulates 60 bags in just 4 trips to the grocery store.
Did you know that over 70% of all of our litter ends up in our waterways? Where does it come from?
5 ideas to get you started. 1. Use cloth bags or baskets for groceries. 2. Recycle as much as possible and properly dispose of everything else. 3. Pick up a few pieces of garbage when at the beach or on a walk. 4. Use reusable water bottles and coffee mugs. 5. Do not let balloons loose into the environment.
And some things we're doing in the future are, we have organized campus cleanups and restoration projects with local organizations.
In May, we are planning on visiting several local elementary and middle schools in order to teach the kids there about our mission and what they can do to help.
We realize how damaging marine debris is, and hope that we can convince our local politician to pass a law that bans or taxes plastic bags, such as the tax that they have here in DC, and in parts of some states, such as North Carolina, California, and Texas. Thank you.
So, panelists, do we have some questions for our colleagues from the Florida Aquarium? Just to comment, something to think about, where these plastics end up, besides affecting living creatures, they can affect our ability to measure the ocean state and forecast. We're spending a lot of money on autonomous vehicles now to sample temperature and salinity of the ocean, for example. And these can be clogged by plastics out there. So it's impacting the ecosystem and our ability to forecast change.
I really liked your video. I liked the ending, especially that you gave really concrete ways for people to have an impact on this problem. So I thought that was great. I would say continue to do that. You mentioned the areas of the country that have either bag bans or taxes, like here in DC with a 5-cent fee, where the results have just been remarkable. The amount of plastic bags in waterways has decreased so much. A lot of that's because the money that's collected actually goes to clean up the water, put catchments in so the debris can't get further down the river. So in Florida, it looks like there was a path to do that, and then it was stalled. So do you think that Florida can get there? And if so, what are your actions that you're going to take to help make that happen?
Well, I think that Florida definitely could get there, and I think that it actually has to. I think that it is just unsmart for us to keep using plastic bags because it's not good for our economy, and if we want to make our economy better, I think that we should just totally ban the use of plastic bags statewide. It's a little far-fetched, or not far-fetched, out of reach, I guess, but I think that that's what should happen. But what we're going to try to do, again, we're just going to try to educate as many people as possible.
Do you think by all of your efforts to pick up the plastic bags on the beaches that you're discouraging politicians from taking action? Because if you let them accumulate and the tourist economy went ahead, they probably would act. I'd like you to comment. I'm not advocating that.
Well, if we let them build up on beaches and lakes, that would affect our local fish and things like that, and then it will hurt local people, which
I think that's a very good answer. You've already pointed out there are lots of effects of these on the ecology. You have a line in your video, in a school parking lot far, far away. Now that comes back to the question I asked the first group. What does the watershed role
these are polluted. Even just a small amount of pollution in one of these can affect the whole bay because it just pours into the bay. So if we don't clean up the waterways first and rivers, then that'll just lead to more destruction and pollution of more important bodies of water.
Thank you.
So you also, during your presentation, mentioned that you had submitted your video to the morning show. I'm curious if it got picked up.
Still in the process.
Did it get shown on TV?
Well, it's currently in the
Submitted.
process of getting shown.
Okay.
Yeah, our morning show.
Now, was that a local morning show?
It's our school morning show.
Other questions?
Just speaking of the outreach, don't underestimate the importance of going to the elementary schools, which you and I've seen several other groups planning to do. You can reach those kids in a way that no one else, much different way than adults can. They look up to you, they see themselves in your shoes in just a few years. So congratulations for walking the walk. That's great.
Just building off of that, I think the best thing about going to elementary schools is you get to tell the kids to start shaming their parents into better behavior. That's what we're trying to do up here too. It's a great job.
Now we have to go